We did it. We went to FanFest 2026, and this video is late, and whatever. That's your guys' problem to have to deal with. So we were super excited about this because we had been planning for months. We had gotten the early entry raffle and won, and so we were able to get 2 tickets. Then they announced it on Twitter, and within 5 minutes, the entire venue was sold out. So if you're gonna go, you need to be on it. We had planned the hotel, booked it months in advance. So the hotel that we booked was right next to the Anaheim Convention Center. And when we got there, it was okay. It's an okay hotel, but they had breakfast every morning, and that was eggs, fruit, sausage, cereal, I believe waffles. And it is right there next to the convention center. And here's the thing. Free parking. And if you've never been to Anaheim, they will charge you anywhere you park. So to have a place that had parking in with the hotel was fantastic. So we get up in the morning, we head down there, and there is thousands and thousands of people. And we're only like 5 or 10 minutes late to the doors opening, which the doors don't open at that time. They advertise that it does, but they do not. And we waited for about an hour, and by the time we started getting in, we turned to look behind us, and there was people still coming in. Another rule when attending FanFest is to get there early just to get in line, and this is the reason why. By the time that we got in to the building, right, we get into the building, it's this huge space, and it's kind of overwhelming because Final Fantasy Prologue song is playing. There's people everywhere. There's a stage. There's this huge room. There's games over here. There's cosplayers. There's all this stuff to look at. But the biggest thing is we realized, oh, there's no seats. We don't have any seats anymore. They had completely run out of seats in the main room. So we had to go over to the other room, which was a little bit of a bummer. I did want to watch like Yoshi P and then walk out after the trailer. You see it on a screen, like in the other room, there's, a huge screen to watch it on. But I mean, it's like, you can do that at home. But yeah, we tried sneaking in there, but security would not have it. Being around everyone and then watching Estinian kick that artifact looking creature out of the air when they come through and teleport onto the fourth. Like everyone started cheering, and it was just like a very energetic moment. And then when they were going through the keynotes, I mean, they're going to be trying to do a lot, and I'm very interested to see if, they do implement everything that they're wanting to do, especially with the new level up system, gear system, and kind of daily thing. As soon, though, as they were like, hey, we're going to merge data centers, I mean, we were roaring in excitement because this is something that I've complained about even within the 2 years that I've been playing, that I think we need to do that because queue times, because the amount of content there is just, it's too long. And especially I have a friend who is going through the story for the first time. And when we were trying to queue for Crystal Alliance, like the first Alliance raid, we waited an hour and a half for Circus Tower. That's crazy. Then they drop the whole thing about job rotation, including myself. Everyone was just kind of like some people were cheering, but it was a lot of like groaning and, no one really knew what they were talking about. And I had not planned on going to the follow-up on this. I wanted to play the games. I wanted to walk around and look at things. But as soon as they mentioned that, I had to watch it. And watching that discussion live, because we had moved from one room to the other, watching that discussion live was awesome. And having them come out and describe things that they're trying. And I think that's what interests me most about this Evolve system is trying to do something different. It doesn't mean that it's going to land. And if it doesn't, that's unfortunately a lot of work that you just did. But even 2 years in, I would like to see changes in the fighting, especially with bosses, EX Savage Ultimates. It seems to be not only a 2 minute, meta on the way the boss handles things and the way, you handle things as a group, but it's just kind of like after a while, it all starts to kind of blend into one another. And I think that's why one of my favorite fights, still to this day, is Nidhogg from Heavensward. That extreme is, oh, it's so good. It's so good. And if you have not done it, you need to do it because it's one of the best. After we watched that, we walked around, we had food, we looked at cosplayers, we took photos with people, with other cosplayers. When we sat down for lunch, there was a couple of people that were handing out their cards, and these cards had their character names on them. And so I was like, oh man, we should do that next time if we have the opportunity. It was just an easy way to share information between players and, add people as friends. So I think next time we go, I'm going to do that, like print out like business cards type of thing. The Q&A with Yoshi P was really cool. And just to see him goofing around and the butt slider stuff, man, like I agree. As a Vieira, I have a tailbone, it's not even ass. It's a damn tailbone. And you know what? If it never changes, still love my character, but it would be nice to maybe, give her some cushion. So we ended up saving a seat for ourselves in the front. I believe we stood and we watched the piano concert. My God, the music architecture for 14 is just amazing. And it wows me every expansion when they come out with songs and it's just good. It's just good. If I can say anything about 14 that is solid and never misses, it's the music. There is not a bad song in 14 at all. I could listen to the soundtracks of every expansion, and to be honest, I sometimes do when I'm working. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I can't remember it, but she came out and her voice is just the most angelic, beautiful voice, and she just nails all of those songs. And so it was a beautiful way to end the night. Day 2. We walk in and don't go to Crystalline Conflict. And ironically, I lately have been playing Crystalline Conflict like a addict and have fallen in love with it. But at the time, I didn't understand it. I did not care to watch it. So we played the games. We played some games. We realized that there was a meet and greet, and the meet and greet is not VIP. You don't get to pick who you meet, but there is a meet and greet for the singers or the devs or, whoever. So we didn't get in that line. Then we sat around for, I think, an hour and a half to keep our seats for the concert. We watched the VTuber performance, and it was actually pretty sweet. They put a lot of effort and a lot of work into that. And I mean, as someone who really doesn't care about VTubers, like I'm just not a part of that world. It was it got me excited. I was like, this is sick. Then the big event. The Primals.
Oh, come on, DPS.
Primals come out on stage and they start playing, and it's instantly just rock/metal show. And when they started going through the Dawntrail Alliance raid music, there was a part where Yoshi P walks out on stage and starts doing the scream vocals. And just everyone was just screaming like, yeah, yeah. It was the coolest thing to see him do it and do it well. And I remember at that point when I was watching, as soon as he started screaming and they were just like full on into it, like, you know, kind of a metal show at this point, they really love what they do. I understand that they are a corporate entity, and I do not get that confused. They are not my friends. They are not our friends as players. They are managers and devs, and people get fired and hired, and there's money, and, you know, it's a business. And without that business, Square Enix and the great stories that they tell wouldn't exist. So keeping that in mind, while watching them, it was evident that they love what they do. They love working on this game, but they love each other. You know, like the dev, like all the devs are up on stage, and you can tell through the energy that they're 100% in on their artistry, whether it hits or not. And being an artist, not everything's going to hit. Things that people don't like, there's going to be things that people do like. There's going to be people that want nothing to do with it. There's going to be people that are overly obsessed with it. And I think that's just kind of art in general. And so watching the Primals, watching the energy, I was like, God, man, like these people love what they do. They love what they do. And how lucky are they to be able to do that? We left FanFest exhausted. We stayed one more night in Anaheim, and then we went home. So what did I think of FanFest? I will 100% be going again. I absolutely loved it. It felt good being around people that were like-minded, and yet all of us so different at the same time. But all of us have this passion for a game. And, you know, to be around that and to feel that energy, not only with, you know, the fans, but with the dev team and management, it was really nice. Yeah, the only things I would like really critique, honestly, I mean, I could say, oh, you need more chairs. I mean, that place was huge and it filled. So how about you just get up early instead? Just get up early and go. Did you guys go to FanFest? Did you enjoy it? What were some things that stood out? Are you excited for 8.0? What did you think of Evolve Mode and some of the other things that they announced? I'm actually right now still writing a script on Dawntrail because I did a love letter video for all of 14. And now that we're into a new story, I would like to try to start doing them on expansions. But I need to play the expansion thoroughly, including post content, to really, at least a majority of it, to really have an opinion on it. And so my opinion isn't going to be just, you know, Dawntrail or post Dawntrail. It's going to be kind of the whole thing wrapped together. Thank you guys for watching, and looking forward to the next one.